cool.
Weird.
We're seeing Deadpool, oh my gosh!
Think that wasn't yet. My sister has it. Yes. It's you. I know.
Wintertime here at Hogsmeade Village.
Lieutenant Dane.
Hello, Forrest.
You got new legs.
Titanium alloy.
Time for my summer sizzle. Cool as a cherry popsicle.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's happening. It's dish time. I've always wanted to do this in front of you.
Creating content that enlightens and lifts you up.
Dish, sir, dish.
Me at Splash Mountain. Just pepper these in here.
Hello, everyone. This is Kermit the Frog reporting live from the final showing of Muppet Vision 3D.
Right? And I missed our daily dishes.
Yes, indeed.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the dish!
Hey. So, let's dish.
What do you want to dish about?
Anything you guys want. This is your time.
Welcome back, fun fam, and welcome to the dish. Used to be daily, now it's nightly. Not every night, not every day. Maybe it might end up being 3 times a week. I've got one of my partners in crime with me over here, Jess. You're muted.
Hey, how's it going tonight?
Good. I can't believe you made it down here all the way from Ohio so quickly.
You know,
Yeah.
95 degrees up here in Ohio just wasn't hot enough. I figured I'd come down, get over 100.
That's right. That's right. Get over 100 here. I hear it's 100 degrees a lot of places in the United States. Disney Secret Kingdom. We got to get you on here at some point in time too. I'm so happy to see everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. This is our first Wednesday show. I've been trying to do this for like a month. And I've sent out invites and then I've had to cancel. And we are going to lead right into the pro show at 10 p.m. And I've been trying to do this and set this up for a while because I'm like, okay, so pros got the evening slots on Monday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. And I was looking and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't really interfering with any other shows like this. There are some live streams out there, park streams and other things. I'm like, it's really hard when you're on YouTube. You have friends like Jess, you have friends like Tom and LW and people that are, everybody's out here, right? We're trying to do our own thing. And I try not, I'm like, I'm the nicest guy on YouTube. I swear. I'm like, I'm really like, I don't want to interfere with anyone else's time slot. Which is one of the reasons why I was doing the mornings. But mornings were getting problematic for me just in my schedule and getting the other things done that I need to get done during the day. And this actually is more the time slot I was used to working because before YouTube, my work schedule was 4 p.m. to midnight, typically on the nights that I worked. I would work 4 nights a week. And then I would like be dead the other 3 days because I was on my feet the whole time and I'm old. So there you go. How you doing tonight, Jess?
Doing pretty good. Just hanging down here in the Spaceship Earth area with my dog, Lilo.
That's right.
That's
right. It's a service dog. He's allowed.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to everybody that's in the chat. We got Fairbricks Studio that says hello. I think there was a Sarah in the chat earlier because people were saying hi to Sarah. I didn't see her in the chat anywhere, but I think there's a Sarah out there. So I'll say hi to Sarah. I see that Native Hawaiian is here. Aloha, Native Hawaiian. Hopefully we'll see you in person again in the not too distant future. We had a meetup with him and Tom last year. We've got this is my other channel, just me chiming in. From there, we got Snortapoopas Q Burr, the polar bear from Pinellas County. Coming in, Wrench and Forest. Thank you for wrenching and not wrenching all over the place, but just wrenching all over the place. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. Tom F., who will bring on the show in just a minute. He's here. Hey, DL Fendel is in the background. Tom, put your wand on YouTube without an that is a Harry Potter wand in that opening sequence, Mr. DL. Keep it clean. DL says hi to Snort. Go and Shogi is here. Our great wrench Go and Shogi is in the chat. He's out there. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Hey, there's somebody named Just Heart's Theme Parts out there in the chat.
Oh, it's
Just
me.
Heart's That's you. My dearest Jessica, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Back in the day, Roger Rabbit used to be my favorite impersonation to do, but I have a hard time with the please thing now. OCDD 93, OCDD, not Diddy is here, and Linda F is here. Hello, Ron Panel, and everyone in the chat tonight. And then Disney Secret Kingdom, and Brittany from California. Good to see you guys. Was watching some of your videos earlier. Thank you for those. Kathleen Fantazi, my mom is here. Welcome to the dish. Everybody say hi to my mom. She's doing better. Thank you for the prayers. Disney Secret Kingdom. Hello, Go and Shogi. And I've got to get Disney Secret Kingdom can help chime in on California news from time to time because they are out there. Arlene Navo, I see you in the chat. Hey, you got to come. You got to come on in someday here. And Just Nita, I see Just Nita popping in. And I said everybody. I think we got everybody going. Shogi, Tom F, Snort. And everybody's okay. All right, good. And let's bring in our esteemed panelists. Tom F, welcome to the stage. Tom F, paging Tom F. Play the guitar. I think you're going to play the guitar.
I put it away.
Oh, well, whatever. And of
You
course,
want me to play it? You want me to play it? I got to fire up the amp again. It'll be loud, noxious.
That's fine. No different than you.
Good point. I'm good at it. Obnoxiously.
And coming to us from the great beyond, whose wisdom I never ever get tired. I could listen to his stories for hours on end. Just sit there, Mr. L.W. Ghost. I love stories.
You could while away the hours conversing with the flowers, and me too.
Yes, even during the Me Too movement. Is that what? I don't think that's what that means, though.
when you said it was an esteem panel, I was thinking steam bow. So my mind is on one thing because I'm looking forward to some good dining down towards your neck of the woods here in a couple of weeks. But
well, that should be fun. Fun until our daddy takes our T-Bird away. Hey, we don't have any news of anybody passing today, do we? Thank goodness, right? That was all. The last couple of weeks have been like, oh my gosh, this and that and the other. The 1980s, man. I'm telling you guys. I want to thank everybody in the chat that is here. Jonathan, good to see you. Thanks for showing up for the 8 p.m. This is the inaugural 8 p.m. Wednesday night show, Jonathan. So
God, I feel like I should sing dun 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 dun. The inaugural,
I have to ask you, LW, did you see the opening special for Walt Disney World in 1971?
I didn't see it back then, but I have seen it since because a dear friend of mine was involved, if I remember right. Wasn't Danny on that show?
Which Danny? Danny
Kaye?
Yeah. Yes. And I think he was in, I think Danny was on the Epcot one too, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
But Danny and I used to cook together.
Oh, my gosh.
Danny was an amazing chef, and he was particularly an amazing Chinese chef. He had a great phrase that anyone out there cooking, no matter whether it's Chinese or not, should adhere to. He said that the great chefs of China who he knew had taught him, you don't cook fish, you warm fish, because most people overcook fish. So keep that in mind when walking around the clock with a good piece of fish. But Danny and I used to, there was a meat market at the farmer's market, famously in the middle of LA, called Tosqualis, that had amazing beef. And Danny was very friendly with the O'Malley family who owned the Dodgers. And so we would go there, get some meat, and take the utensils and go up to Dodger Stadium and cook in the O'Malley's box. That was fun. But he had this whole Chinese restaurant emplacement with 4 big commercial walks on his patio at his house in Beverly Hills. And if you went there and you got invited to eat at Danny's for Chinese, it was going to be all night because he had a big table with a lazy Susan for the guests. And he did one dish and you ate it. And he did the next dish and you ate it. Always hot and fresh and brilliant. And as was he. So.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That is super. That's why we have you on the show, because you have cool stories about
I'm the Zelig of show business. I just happen to bump into a lot of famous people over the years. That's all.
Yeah, well, you did live in LA, so that does happen when you work in the business and such.
Well, that's what people don't understand. It's very much a company town. If you've ever been in a company town of any kind, like the theme park business in Orlando, which before Disney, the big thing Orlando had was a Martin Marietta ball bearing plant and a lot of empty swamp. So, you know.
When I lived in Las Vegas felt like the biggest small town I'd ever lived in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This big city, everybody knows each other. And if you're in any kind of an entertainment like the one, like I had never had, when I moved to Las Vegas, it was like literally the year 2000, right after the millennium, right? So 1999 2000, I moved to Las Vegas. At first, I lived with my brother-in-law because he had a place that I could stay in, and I was fresh out of actually at that time massage therapy school. I was looking for a potential massage therapy job, but then the idea was massage therapy was something to fall back on rather than waiting tables while I was looking to entertain. The weird part of it was that I immediately got a job as a caricature artist, which I wasn't expecting at all. I was up at the top of the Stratosphere Tower, and I talked to the caricature artist, and he's like, dude, I need people. And it was like, I went there, to prior to moving there. So he's like, I need somebody to work. Well, no, he wanted somebody to work the millennium, 1999 and 2000, New Year's Eve. I was going out of town. I was going to be in Chicago. I'm like, I can't work that night, but I can work like the days around if you want to work that night. And that's what happened. So like he literally, I sat down, I drew for him. He goes, great, here, sit down. I'm like, I had a job instantaneously, right?
Can you draw this puppy, right? Like
yeah.
on the matchbook covers?
Basically, yeah, that's what I was. I've drawn Tippy. I've sent those in before. And so then I'm there, and literally within the first week of being there, they were filming a commercial up at the Stratosphere Tower, and I just talked to the actors and said, who's your agent? Called the agent, met with the agent, and within a month, I was in the Stratosphere, the MGM commercial. I could not believe how quickly networking went in Las Vegas, and it was like, this is crazy. And the problem was, and I said this, I loved working in Las Vegas. I hated living in Las Vegas, and that's a problem.
Yeah. That's my brother went to UNLV, and so I was up there quite a bit, and I can totally understand that.
Yeah. So it was great. It was great working there, and it sucked living there, and that just became an issue, especially after 9/11. And that's when I decided to move. So,
and they're having trouble again. There's all kinds of stories about how the guest count is way off.
Oh, in Vegas?
And gambling revenue is down and all the rest of that. So there's a man coming out of Spaceship Earth. My God. Is that what the refurb is going to be?
The frozen hot chocolate arrived. Sorry, guys.
Oh,
that's awesome. That was the coolest thing I've seen.
That was spooky. That was like... Alien is back there behind you, reaching through and grabbing for your shoulder.
Alien named Mike.
Yeah, there we go.
Arlene says it's still wild to me that my cousins and I were probably just a few gondolas away from having you as our gondolier at the Venetian. It's.
Did you do that too?
Yeah. So, along with the entertainment, I ended up in Korean television when I was there. I auditioned. The gondola job was the only job that I had to audition for and land twice, because I auditioned for the job in the summer of 2000, and I got it. I got hired. And they said, and then when they called me to hire me, they said, we need you to come in for this training time slot. And I'm like, oh man, I can't make it. It was my 10-year high school reunion. I already booked everything. I already paid it for everything. And I'm like, I got to go back to St. Louis for my reunion. And they're like, no big deal. When you come back, let us know and we'll put you in the next training time slot. So that was fine. And I came back and I called them up and they said, oh yeah, we no longer have that contract. That went to a different company. So then I had to call the other company and said, hey, I got hired before with the last company. He goes, well, come on in for an audition for them, and then got the role again.
So what did they have you singing, like O Sole Mio and things like that for an audition? Did you have to know a lot of Italian songs to do that job?
Yeah, my go-to song was Por di cesti bocca bella. Por di cesti o bocca bella. And I also learned how to sing the Titanic in Italian, which is always Tranquilla, dovunque sarai, sento forte il mio cuore che va.
That's a
So-
strange
You learn
song
how
to
to
sing
sing
on a
like
boat
Slowly
ride.
Will
It's
Go
kind
On.
of
that was the point.
it's
Foreboding.
predicting that the boat will sink, isn't it? I mean, God.
Well, the other fun thing I always did on my gondolas when we're going down the Venetian Canal, I always said, "I'm going to sing for you one of the most beautiful gondola boat songs you ever heard in your life. Okay, you ready? Row, row, row your boat gently down the street." Yeah, so we had so much fun, and yes, Nita, they still absolutely do have gondoliers there, both inside and outside. I also want to let
it was
everybody.
two separate rides, right? One was the inside thing, and one was the outside thing. Yeah,
but they charge like $40 per person now. It's pretty.
Wow.
It's pretty up there. It was one of my favorite rides. Nathan Osmond. I used to work at the Osmond Theater in Branson, so I knew all the Osmond kids. And Nathan, who's the son of Alan Osmond, came there with his fiance, and they came on my gondola, and I'm like, this is wild. And Osmond is paying me to sing for him. So that was pretty fun. I have lots of fun stories, but speaking of fun stories, we got to get to the stories. I do like to let everybody know we have a spread shop. I want to let you know we have a sale at the spread shop. I'm going to be putting out a lot of new products here in the next few weeks too. Right now, we just have the 3 designs of the Make Disney Walt Again. Everything in the spread shop is 20% off right now. And if you purchase anything during the show, please let me know. We've got the family avatar logo stuff, the Fedora Fine stuff. But since purchasing something from the spread shop is considered channel support, I like to celebrate that. So whether it's a super chat, super thanks, super sticker, or a PayPal Buy Me Coffee support, or if somebody becomes a member, has a member milestone chat, or any of those types of things, somebody drops memberships, we celebrate all of that. And a celebration on this channel, I'm gonna start adding a lot more, but they look something like this.
Is it too much? Too much. It's a birthday.
This is just the best of us.
Panda.
Yes, indeed. And also, guys, when we have our celebrations, celebrate with us in the chat. If you are a member of the channel, then we have custom emojis to celebrate with us. But if you're not a member of the channel, we still want you to celebrate with us. What we like to ask you to do at that time is just put in your best fireworks emojis, dance emoji, anything you want to celebrate with us, because we're celebrating you guys out there, the best audience on YouTube. We are here because we love what we do. We do it for you, and we thank you for giving us the platform to be able to do this. So we do want to get to some of the stories, and let me see what we've got presentation wise. Let's see here. Let's put this up on the screen. All right, so this is out of The Numbers. All right, the Fantastic Four. So there's been kind of a thing at the box office lately, right? So I don't know how many people here have seen either Fantastic Four. I think you saw it recently, Tom. Is that correct?
Unfortunately.
Fantastic Four Superman, because I know Tom did not like the Fantastic Four. I can't say that I loved it, but it was weird because I actually enjoyed it when I compared it to the Superman movie. I think because I loathed the new Superman movie.
I won't say, Ron, that I dislike, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite.
No. I really I liked what they were trying to do. Like, I liked the idea that they were trying to go back to the 1960s aesthetic and do the retro futuristic. Yeah, Pedro. I couldn't stand. I couldn't stand. I can't watch Pedro without thinking that he's Pedro. It doesn't matter. For me, he could act his butt off and he's still Pedro Pascal. And I have an issue with that because it's when you have, it's frustrating. The first time I saw Chris Hemsworth as Thor, I didn't know he was Chris Hemsworth, but I saw him as Thor. And man, did he pull off Thor. He just came across as Thor. RDJ, even though I think we all knew who he was before, he at the time he came into being Iron Man, he wasn't everywhere. And I really think that helped out a lot. But Pedro
was in a lot of trouble back then too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He was
it
coming
saved
off
his life,
that,
literally, I think.
Well, that and doesn't he credit Mel Gibson?
He does.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was coming off of that. My point is Pedro is just everywhere and it's just annoying. And then he's got weird antics outside of the movie stuff. And it's just weird. So yeah. Nina says she liked it a lot, but not the Pedro. Yuck. And I get that. It's not good enough that it needed to be the next Dark Knight. There's been too many Fantastic Four movies for it to be just okay. Exactly. Disney Secret Kingdom, saw the movie. It was all right. Again, I enjoyed it to a degree. I liked seeing Galactus realized as Galactus.
It wasn't woke. I will admit, it wasn't really woke. There was no message.
No, it actually had good family values messaging in it. And I really appreciated the fact that you've got parents trying to protect their child. And basically the element of the movie was like, it's family. It was so much about family. I expected Vin Diesel to pop up and say, hey, it's all about family. You know it is, right?
Well, and it must have been strange for her in that respect too. I saw an interview with her on Graham Norton. And apparently, the blonde, Virginia. Anyway, her father was a urologist. And she talked about bringing dates home for the first time to meet Dad. And Dad's basically demanding that they whip it out so he could make sure they were clean enough for his daughter.
Oh, God.
That's a weird family.
That's a little
29.3 minutes.
Let me just take a look at that thing, please, before you date my daughter. Yeah, that's a weird. And the whole touchy-feely thing. Vanessa Kirby, thanks, Arlene. Appreciate that. Yeah,
Vanessa. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just think she's weird looking. I have thought so in the Mission Impossible movie too. But what do I know?
A new pickup line when she tells everybody with that story, Lou. Hey, I want you to come meet my dad. He'll give you a free checkup.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I was just watching Parks and Rec, and the episode that I was watching is about that exact same thing. One person from the sanitation department emailed his a picture of his junk to everybody. And then one of the people that works there is a nurse, and they heard about it, and then everybody started emailing her pictures of their stuff. And I'm like, oh, good. Obviously they don't show any of that stuff, but it was a fiasco to say the least. But
see, it's a better story and it's a better Parks and Rec thing in the implication rather than if you showed it.
Oh, much better. Yeah,
everybody has their own vision. That's why I always thought when that Ralph Bakshi version of Lord of the Rings came out, I was so angry because I said everybody's got their own mind's eye view of what an orc looks like and what a hobbit looks like. And now we're stuck with these images.
That's true.
There's certain things that are better imagined than totally visualized, I think.
Well, for a great example of that is the original author's vision for what the Oompa Loompas were.
There you go.
But we're not going to get into that because I don't want to get into trouble. But
what kind of a world is it where Oompa Loompas can get you in trouble? That's what I want.
Ones that were in the book.
Yeah, well, he was.
Justin says the birth scene was really funny. Yeah, for every woman who's given birth, the scene where Sue goes after the bad dude trying to steal her baby. Yeah.
By the way, speaking of that movie, Willy Wonka, the original. I told you the story about the music, right? Because Walter Scharf, who was a great composer and scorer of movies, he did all the music for the Jacques Cousteau shows and lots of other things. He came to talk to us once long ago when I was in film school, and he told us that what he got for that soundtrack was a sound like it was recorded at 3 a.m. in a bar cassette tape of Leslie Bricusse and Tony Newley singing the songs, and a one-page thing with all the lyrics written down. That's it.
Oh, wow.
And then he found out Gene Wilder can't carry a tune. He's absolutely tone deaf. And so whereas normally you would record the whole score with the orchestra and then you do it to playback on the stage, he had to record. He went into a studio with just Gene Wilder and him and a piano. And they recorded, and this is in a day when you were literally doing editing with, a sharp blade, not just digital.
Yeah.
He recorded the song Pure Imagination 2 or 3 notes at a time.
Oh my God.
He'd go on the piano and go dun dun dun, and Wilder, after 2 or 3 tries, would get "Come With Me," and then they'd move on to the next. It was over 200 pieces of tape of his voice that he then cut together and then brought the orchestra in to dub on top of, and that was what they did to playback. So when you see the scene in the movie,
that's why that scene is so slow. That music, as iconic as it became, probably was never supposed to be played like that slow, because like you see it in the movie, "Come with me," and then there's like this long pause.
The secret, though, in making that not as dragging as it would have been, is his arrangement, because there's just that da 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 in the background. You know what I mean?
Right.
It
Exactly.
keeps the tension in it, even though it's slow. But anyway, I thought that would the idea of doing that just blew me away. Anyway.
So looking at the box office performance, here's the problem with Fantastic Four: First Steps right now at the box office. This is the movie that you are supposed to see to set up the excitement for the next Avengers film.
This is your homework movie, just like all those other homework movies.
Right? Yeah. Well, after the first weekend and the Tuesday, and we have the updated numbers to this point, it's sitting at $227 million against a $225 million production budget, not the actual spend, but the budget of probably 150 or more million marketing costs, because that's usually what they spend on these. So we're looking at it having a huge uphill climb to reach the break-even point, which is somewhere between $700 and $800 million.
Man.
And the difference between this and Superman is even if they run about the same, which I kind of think they will, I think both of them will fall off in the 600s. Superman has a better chance to get to 700 million. The challenge is that with Superman reigniting a DCU and a lot of the fandom being excited about it, it will probably be okay. Even the next movie coming out in DCU, which I think is Supergirl, doesn't have to hit that big. They're at the beginning stages of building a franchise. Like when Iron Man, I think was the original Iron Man was 500 or 600 million. They weren't doing $1 billion films yet.
It surprised everybody that it did as well as it did. It came out of left field. It was supposed to be a one shot. It was never supposed to be the basis for a whole series.
It was amazing, right? What Iron Man did. Well, the problem is this is proof positive that the MCU is falling off. People have lost interest. There's a very good chance, as quickly as this is falling, that this actually doesn't even hit, that this doesn't get much over 400 million at the box office. And that is a huge problem. So
things always fall off the second weekend. This fell off during the first weekend.
Right, during the first
That's a
weekend.
whole different kettle of fish. That's a lot of people waiting to see what their friends who went Friday and Saturday say before they go on Sunday. And it's B, a lot of people saying, from what I heard, it's okay. I'll wait for the stream. And so, there's a big issue.
Well, and we have that a lot nowadays, is people just waiting for the small screen. There's also a lot of ways to view the movie nowadays without even going to the theater while it's still out of the theater. So there's all kinds of things that people could do. But here out of that Park Place, we have the story Marvel's The Fantastic Four First Step stumbles with disappointing first Monday box office, lower than Superman, Quantumanium, and Captain America Brave New World. This is by our good friend, the editor-in-chief of that Park Place, Marvin Montanaro. He says, Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps has hit a rough patch with its first Monday box office numbers released unusually late on Tuesday, July 29th. The film earned $10.4 million domestically, a figure that raises concerns for Marvel, especially when compared to recent superhero films and the studio's expectations for a strong rebound. The Monday haul falls short of DC Studios' Superman, which grossed $12.9 million on its first Monday, July the 14th, and more strikingly, it lags behind Marvel's 2023 underperformer, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Marvin is so compassionate. Underperformer. You know, it's like
yes, yeah, he's
underperformer. Can we say flop and just be honest?
super flop. That pulled in $14.28 million on his first Monday. Even Captain America: Brave New World, considered a commercial disappointment, also a major flop, with an $88.8 million opening weekend, outperformed First Steps on his first Monday with $11.17 million. So what we're seeing here is a massive drop off during the first weekend. Like Lou said, this is like, it didn't even wait till the second weekend to drop off. What's going to happen if word of mouth is bad? Again, this thing's going to possibly struggle to get 400 million.
Again, it doesn't have to be quote unquote bad. It doesn't have to be people saying, well, it's not worth it, don't go. It just has to be weak enough for people to say, I don't want to pay $25 for the big screen, and I've got a next to big screen in my living room. I'll wait. And the more that happens, the more it's in deep trouble, because without that extra revenue of those high ticket prices, which, let us remember, folks, we always talk about the split between the studio and the theater. IMAX itself gets a cut for every IMAX screen showing of things. So there's another split in there that people don't anticipate when they see those numbers. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Jess, do you go see movies at the theater typically, or is it something you do with your family? Does it have to be a big deal to go for you?
Yeah, at this point, so my son's 10, so most of the things we see are animated or kids movies yet at this point. Like the last thing we went to was Minecraft movie. So I'm a little behind on theater openings, but I'm curious to see this when it comes out on streaming. But Lou, like you're saying, like, at that point, those numbers have already passed. So.
Yeah.
So you've got
the other revenue side of these big screen things. For example, I saw both Godzilla and Maverick 2, The Wrath of Tom, at the local Aquarium IMAX theater, which normally runs those little 40-minute IMAX nature movies, but has been running first run and getting sold out shows and revenue like you wouldn't believe out of that deal, which pays for their, I guess they're technically a nonprofit, but the interjection of first run Hollywood movies into spaces that normally never would see one is kind of interesting to consider too.
I think that's something they're going to have to do more.
You'll see what's on my shirt, right?
Say that again.
You see what prints on my shirt, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
Can you tell?
Oh.
You wonder how I watched it?
How?
Oh, don't talk about the high seas. Not on the show. YouTube. We got to say good on the YouTube side of things.
I am. I just supporting my friends.
You dare worry about YouTube from a guy who put his wand on the air in your opening?
I beat him on the head with a.
By the way, I know a blonde actress who looks for dates like you who put their wands out there. But anyway,
my wife will kill me.
Yeah, my goodness gracious. All right, let's get back to the subject matter.
Okay.
So what we're looking at, though, and this is I think a very important point. Where did I see it? Yes, here it is. Analysts expect First Steps to leverage its 86% Rotten Tomatoes score, 64% Criticless score, and an A- cinema score to reverse Marvel's recent theatrical struggles following lackluster performances from, and this is very, very important, Captain America Brave New World ended its run at $413.6 million globally, which, by the way, is what this is maybe looking at too. Thunderbolts, $382.1 million globally. Both of these are flops. Both of these not only underperformed, but they lost the studio money. And then Monday numbers suggest a front-loaded weekend with a projected second weekend decline of around 60%, potentially landing at $47 million domestically. It's talking about the factors that explain the dip, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the factors are that explains the dip, whether this is a good or bad movie. What I am seeing happen is that interest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as it was is basically vanished. If you look at everything that's come out of Marvel this year, and there's been a lot, you've got Ironheart, Daredevil, the Daredevil series. I was looking forward to that, and I liked it, and I watched it. It wasn't nearly as good as
I saw the trailer and worried, and I was right.
Yeah, it was not at the level as the Netflix series. And what were you going to say about it, Lou?
No, just it had the signs of being, if this is absolutely done perfectly, it'll be good. If they miss, they're going to miss big, and they did.
They did miss big, and people. I think that even the people that liked the Netflix series and were kind of okay. Well, I mean, the first thing they did is in the first episode, they offed one of the major Netflix characters that, you want to have on the show. And they've already, then they immediately revealed that he's coming back in some form or another.
This is Hollywood. They do it all the time. Right. They take something and they say, well, we're going to reboot this because it has a huge following out there. And then the first thing we're going to do is change everything that the people who like it remember and are looking for. Look at the feature version of Wild Wild West. It had none of the charm, and it didn't even keep the theme song, for God's sakes.
But it had a giant spider that Superman was originally supposed to fight.
Spider. But that might be good with Spider-Man fans, but not necessarily Wild. Or
no, that was in the movie. That was in the movie because it was supposed to be in the Superman movie that got canceled. Remember that? With
right.
The one with,
right. Well, we had this spider lying around, and we thought, what can we do with it? I know.
Wild Wild West. Although, to be fair, at the time, I really liked the Wild Wild West movie. I thought it was fun. But I was young and dumb, so.
Well, I don't know about dumb or smart or whatever, but it just, if you're going for the expectations of what you think is the built-in audience, which justifies spending the money, don't piss off the built-in audience in the first 10 minutes of the movie, Yeah. Like you say, killing off a character that they liked. Well, look, there are people out there, I am among them, who found lots to like in the failed Fantastic Four movies before, particularly Michael Chiklis' performance as the Thing. He was so good that automatically there's some people who are going to say, well, let's see if they did it as well and go see it for that reason.
I've seen a ton of comparisons to his version already.
He was so, God. But,
Michael Chiklis was better.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's nothing against this guy. It's just saying to the filmmakers, I don't care if those movies, didn't get seen a lot. There's some people out there who are coming to yours because they like those and they love the characters. Yeah. And if you diss them by basically saying everything you knew was wrong, and I got to tell you, the first thing that turns me off about all of these things, this starts Marvel's Phase 6. I'm sorry, but Gone with the Wind didn't have phases. Casablanca didn't have phases. The idea, just when you mention that, people start thinking, oh, so I have to watch these 12 to understand the next 13th, and I have to do my homework, and I have to get my wiki on and study all these. That's more work than I want to do. I just want to go have popcorn and have fun. Thanks.
Exactly. I will say that, this particular Fantastic Four movie, you could watch it without anything else in the MCU, and it's perfectly fine film on its own as far as the story is concerned. It's very self-contained, but it's also very much a rehash. And this is the really hard part of these superhero movies that are now doing all these reboots, is we're getting so much rehash of story elements that are in the past movies. This is where I had so much of an issue with Superman. Is the worst part of Quest for Peace was the story element where Lex Luthor stole a piece of Superman's hair to create a DNA clone of Superman. Now he did it by
Urkel did that several times with his cloning machine. So
I liked it better when it was Urkel.
Yeah, well, me too.
Yeah, and that's literally the like at the very beginning of this movie, and it says Superman just lost his first fight. Guess who he lost his first fight to? Basically, Nuclear Man from Quest for Peace, because it is. I forgot what they called him in this. He went through 3 different name iterations, but ended up being a clone of Superman that Lex Luthor had made, even in the storyline of this movie, from a strand of hair that he got from Superman and the DNA of that hair. So
how did he cut it? How did he cut it?
I don't know.
He had a kryptonite scissors.
Remember in the Quest for Peace movie, he had like the industrial strength cutters to get through it. So
if he was able to cut his hair with industrial strength cutters, all the villains in Superman going back to day one couldn't figure out that building a couple of giant clippers could cut him in half.
There you go.
Oops. You made me think too much. And see, that's part of it too. When you're putting the weight of a whole franchise or a whole phase or a whole reboot on one movie, you may be, if it's a great movie, giving it more baggage to carry than it can support, which is kind of unfair to the movie and to the audience. Make it a good movie on its own stand, not based on, everybody talked about, the Fantastic Four, which I haven't seen either of them. So I must say that up front. Yeah. But the whole idea of it being 4 years into the story from when they first came back from space, so that it didn't start off like every other origin story movie. But I understand they got it all in there anyway. So
I thought they did a better job of explaining that in Fantastic Four, because Superman, there's literally no explanation of his origin story. It's just there, right? Like he's just there. You're literally plopped into it. The worst part, not so much about Superman's origin story, but there's this other group of superheroes, and you know nothing about any of them, and you're thrown into that, and you've got Hawkgirl and who was it? One of the Green Lanterns and this Mr. T. I'm calling him Mr. T because he looks like Mr. T. He's got a T across his head. Mr. T. Whatever. They call themselves.
Pity the fool that watched the movie. That's what I want to know.
That's what I wanted them to say that at some point in time. I pity the fool that goes up against Superman. That and the element of it was literally like the Super Friends cartoon from the 1970s, because they had the Hall of Justice in this movie, which I've always wanted to see realized, but I would have loved to have had an explanation of how the Hall of Justice got there. And there's nothing. You're just dumped into it. Mr. Terrific. Yeah, still Mr. T. Whatever. So the hammer of Bravia just disappears. Yeah, exactly. Which it's because he's Nuclear Man. He's the what is he called? Go and Shogi, the Underminer. No, that's the Incredibles. But anyhow, point being, you've got one movie that is launching a franchise, and then you've got the Fantastic Four that seems to be killing a franchise. And I think that's where
either way, neither one was among the world's finest superhero movies.
No, but as a kid, I used to sell World's Finest chocolate to raise money for things.
Oh, I remember
those were the days. Yeah, $1 for a candy bar. Anyhow, we are moving on.
It must be true, or we couldn't say it on the label, right?
That's right.
Like it must be true, or we couldn't say it on television. Remember those ads?
That was good chocolate, though.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, and I always ended up buying like 200 bars myself or something like that. We had World Finest after the fundraiser.
Every parent who had a kid in the running for the contest, all over the world, bought 200 themselves and get the kid in the running.
I have a request to sing the Happy Birthday in an Australian accent. Down under. All right, I've got I'm afraid that
You're singing
if
like
I try,
my granddaughter's guitar teacher, Keith Urban. I bought her his teach at home guitar system, and she worked with it and made it work. So go figure.
That's awesome.
Keith, is he still married to Nicole Kidman?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, good for them. I'm glad they're making it work. All right, Aussie. I'm not really great with an Aussie accent because I end up slipping into English, but I'm going to try this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you,
mate.
Happy birthday, dear Erin Fletcher. Let's throw some shrimp in the barbie and go walk about on this birthday to you.
That worked. Good movie, by the way, with Jenny Agutter, Walkabout. So there's a movie tip for you folks.
Erin Fletcher, I hope that did not kill every bit of opportunity for me to get any supers at all. That was
Australia song phase 1.
More to come.
Yeah. Guys, I want to thank everybody for being here because, as you guys know, in our audience, you are the gigawatts, as Pro likes to say. I like to say the Energon, taking it back old school to the Transformers. Hey, you guys are the reason we're here. You're the Energon that makes us transform and roll out to be here with you. Transform and roll out.
A toast, Autobots. Boy, these are good. I needed to refuel. Energy. This stuff's the greatest.
And in the next scene, they say kids don't do drugs, right? There's a little problem with that stuff.
I think a commercial would come on, and there was a frying pan, and
this was your brain
would get dumped into it.
This was your brain on drugs.
You know, it's so weird because after that commercial came out, all I ever wanted to eat for breakfast was brain.
You know what? Meatloaf for breakfast isn't bad.
What for breakfast?
Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Oh, meatloaf.
It looks like brains.
Yeah.
Well, in North Carolina, my family actually served up scrambled eggs and brains for breakfast. That is 100% true. The cow brain is a delicacy, and if it's cooked correctly, it's good.
Do you guys know who the director Herschel Gordon Lewis was? He was the king of sleazy, cheap horror movies. And basically, lots of gore and lots of cheesecake. And the story is that he hired some ex-Playboy playmate for this movie where this guy is collecting up brains from innocent virgins to make some sort of sacrifice to the Egyptian gods. And they're shooting the scene, and the girl has like 2 lines. And by take 24, she still hasn't managed to deliver the lines right. And he turns to the crew and says, "We're going to have to get another girl. This girl has no brains." Brains.
Wait, I already did that. Did you miss it? I'm not going to do it again. Hopefully you can rewind. It's in the recording.
And by the way, you know about the Happy Birthday song, right? These two, allegedly, these 2 sisters put a copyright on it, even though it never had one originally. And every time anybody sang Happy Birthday on a TV show in Hollywood, they had to pay a royalty. So they started finding any other way to do it other than use that song. So,
well, that they could have used mine, which was, there's obviously "This Is Your Birthday Song." It isn't very long. We all know that one, right?
Yeah.
The one that I always like to sing at restaurants is "Happy, happy birthday. We're glad you came and seen us. It's time to get excited. Now I'm showing you my birthday cake."
That's like shaving cream,
My shaving cream.
No, you don't know the shaving cream? It was like Dr. Demendo used to play
Shave
it
and
like
cream.
every
Be
week.
nice and clean.
Oh, I remember
I
that.
have
Oh,
a sad
God.
story to tell you. It may hurt your feelings a bit. This morning when I walked into my bathroom, I stepped in a big pile of shaving cream. Be nice and clean. Shave every day and you'll always look keen.
Yes. I
don't have that problem.
Yes.
Yeah. I need to shave right
Gandalf the
now.
White. That was my name. Now it's Tom the F.
Tom
But
the F. So this happened. This is out of Inside the Magic. Guys, I got to tell you the story, and then I really want to get feedback on this one. This should be fun. Disney Safari Ride evacuated guests get a very close-up adventure, or up-close adventure. This is posted on the 28th by Andrew Boardwine. I don't know how he gets bored of wine, but I guess he does. That's
How does that happen?
Yeah. This is on
Those who are bored with wine are bored with life.
This was on the safari ride at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and it's huge. The safari ride is bigger than the Magic Kingdom. It's just the geographic footprint. You come up close with elephants and rhinos and giraffes. If you've seen any of my live
poachers and airplanes and all kinds of fun stuff.
I've got live streams where my camera literally almost hits the giraffe's face, so you can get close. It says you never really expect your Disney World safari adventure to involve climbing down a ladder and walking through the dirt, but that's exactly what happened to a group of guests recently on the Kilimanjaro safaris at Disney's Animal Kingdom. A new video making the rounds on social media shows a safari truck stopped near the end of the attraction, completely stalled out, so cast members sprang into action. One by one, guests were helped off the truck using a ladder, gently stepping down into the dirt path and being guided on foot towards the exit. It worries me. It's like I'm thinking about this, and I've seen the footage, and it worries me that if any of them were any kind of handicap, that would have been very problematic.
No, you would have thought that they have some kind of tow truck to pull those things when they get in trouble, and it would have been safer for the guests to drag them to the exit where they get out of the level rather than climb down that ladder into the dirt. Even though it turns out they were very close to the exit when it happened.
Yeah. So it says no, they weren't out, dodging giraffes or running past rhinos, but the moment was definitely unexpected. So not exactly the ending they imagined. Kilimanjaro Safaris is usually one of the most serene and majestic rides of Walt Disney World. You board a large open-air truck. You get driven through an African savanna teeming with real animals, elephants, cheetahs, lions, more. It's like stepping into a National Geographic special, except with a Disney twist. But for this unlucky group, things didn't go quite as planned. It's unclear exactly what caused the truck to stop moving, whether it was a mechanical failure, safety sensor, just a glitch, but cast members made the call to evacuate. And even though the vehicle broke down near the very end of the ride, literally within walking distance of the unloading area, Disney still had to follow their proper protocols. But climbing down a ladder on a safari, so it's one thing to sit in a broken down ride vehicles, like, and I've done this many times, many adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Haunted Mansion. It's totally different vibe when you're outdoors in the middle of a faux African safari, getting asked to climb down a ladder and walk along a dirt trail. Guests in the video appeared calm but curious, with many pulling out phones to record the unusual event. And to be fair, this probably made for a better vacation story than anything they could have planned. Disney cast members handled it smoothly.
But you have to wonder. You know how we all talked about that. The plans for where the rivers are now in Magic Kingdom look like a dirt bike thing or dirt buggy thing that you could do anywhere in the country, that it wasn't that original. Well, what about places like Lion Country Safari and all of these animal parks out there? I guarantee you they've got some contingency to tow the truck to the end, because what if it doesn't happen right near the end like this did? The idea of all these people climbing down that ladder because the load dock is high. There's got to have been a better way to do this than that. So, and I can't imagine that in all these years, this is the first time one of them has ever broken down during the show.
No, I mean, there's no way. Funny story about that. When I was a cast member working out there, and I want to say this was 2015 when this happened to me. And by the way, here's the footage where you can see the people actually. That looks like a little kid too. A little kid being asked to walk down a ladder seems kind of dangerous to me, as far as that calling it a safety protocol seems a little bit odd, to me. But I once made the mistake of I got rerouted as I was coming into park, and they said go to the back lot, which is a different area than we normally park for Animal Kingdom as a cast member. So I got back there and I'm like, oh, well, there's a whole bunch of empty spaces here. This is great. And I just, I'm like, oh, these are nice big empty spaces. I parked there. So I come back out at the end of the day and I'm smack in the middle of these safari vehicles. my little car and the safari vehicles on both sides of me. And it's a ticket from Disney, not like a financial ticket, but just saying, please don't ever park here again. I'm like, you let me back here.
Were they not marked?
No, they look like spaces for like a travel trailer or something,
sure.
but there's no clear signage that says safari vehicles only here.
Well,
there probably is now. But yeah, there wasn't then. I look at that and I'm kind of surprised by that being the protocol. Like Lou said, I'm surprised that they didn't tow the vehicles, because the reason I brought that up is because it's obvious these are, in fact, vehicles not unlike any other vehicle that's on the road regularly, like a big old giant truck or Jeep. But we've all seen buses being towed. I've seen a lot of odd things being towed down the road. I've seen small airplanes being towed down the highway. I have seen lots of boats being towed down the highway. Tom, where you live, what's that?
I see spacecraft towed down the highway.
Exactly, that's what it says.
In New Mexico?
He lives out by NASA.
I'm in Florida, man. You know that.
No, I know, but you might have traveled in Area 51. I bet they're towing them all the time,
I can't tell you if I've ever been there, Lou. Shush.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry. I blew your identity, Guango.
Dang it.
But I'll tell you what, when the San Diego Zoo decided they would build an animal park as a second park, not close to the zoo at all, really, they put in kind of an on-the-ground monorail to take you through it rather than independently driven vehicles. And whether that's more or less reliable, I don't know, but it was certainly lower down if you had to evacuate it and better protected from the animals than the trucks and the vans were previously.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of that. It's a unique situation at Disney with their safari ride, because other places that you can go on wild safaris, you're usually in your own vehicle. There's one maybe an hour from Disney World, just south of St. Cloud here in Florida, called Wild Safari, and it's one of those things where you go through in your own vehicle and you can feed the animals from your car.
Yeah. Well, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, right.
Let's feed Junior to him. He'll be delicious. We can get some great pictures for Instagram. But I'm not sure about the timing, but it seems to me that these parklands with lions and things started on some of those stately homes of England estates, before they came here. As a way of generating revenue to pay the tax man. So I don't know how the timing works out, but they had a lot of those in England.
You think about Florida being a tourist destination for its beaches and other things, long before Disney World was ever here. People would, in the early 1900s, when people did in fact start traveling, more people were traveling by train, and then the early days of cars and vehicles when people could travel, a lot more people started coming to Florida, and I'll bet you there was all kinds of animal attractions, and probably a lot of people getting eaten by alligators back then.
Think of Gatorland. That existed before Walt Disney World existed.
Well, Gatorland,
yeah,
and they're still kicking.
Well, yeah, I mean, I live walking distance from Gatorland.
And by the way, there was, I don't know if it's still there, but there was a gator park like Gatorland, not quite as big, right across the street from Knott's Berry Farm.
Oh,
just up the way on Beach Boulevard. I remember that. So,
parallel universe.
Hey Ron,
Yes.
what's the
Yes.
other Gator place? I think it's on Route 50.
There's another. Well,
I
so
always
up
think the name
north.
is-
Whenever I hear Route 50, I just think Colonial because I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah,
Colonial
that's what
down
it
there
is
in the land.
basically, but it's up that way. I forgot the name of it.
But there's another Gator Park down south too. That I know at least if there's not more than one, there's definitely a big one down south as you're getting close to Fort Lauderdale. But there's a number. I mean, there's also Lou Gardens and all kinds of interesting nature
There's one in
places
St.
throughout
Aug,
Florida.
too. There's one in
Yeah.
St. Augustine too.
That does not surprise me in the least. But yeah, to wrap up the story, I just think that I'm glad everybody was safe. I hope that there are better protocols in the future for how to get off the safari ride. Because again, it does seem like they could have just towed him to the dock and then have everybody get off.
And I see that our friend Just Nita said that Disney said they don't move the animals if they don't want to move. Of course, what they're trying to avoid is all of that SeaWorld negative publicity about, oh, you're abusing the animals by having them in captivity and all that sort of thing, which has been shutting down a lot of those parks. So,
yeah, I read another one about some other animal park, dolphins or something. It's funny when I was when I worked for Six Flags. One of my absolute delights, and this was I think 1992. I was in a show. And I did a lot of different things that year for Six Flags. My main thing was the one big show that I was in. And I also played Batman at night, and I played sometimes characters. And for extra money, I'd work the railroad because I was young and single and had nothing else to do. So I spent all my time at Six Flags. But one of my favorite things to do when I was like on break or whatever is we had a dolphin show at Six Flags that year. And the dolphins were Wheatie and Nikki, and I will never forget them. And they live in my heart forever because I would go in between my shows or on breaks and I would play ball with them. And
awesome.
Yeah, like they had their beach ball in there, and I'm like, hey, I'm not a dolphin trainer. I know nothing about aquatic like, but they communicated. We communicated back and forth really well, and they'd throw the ball out to me, and I'd throw it back to them, and I would pet them. They were awesome. That was like a super fun fringe benefit of that job that year.
Well, I remember growing up in Southern California, the difference between Marineland in Palos Verdes and SeaWorld down in San Diego. Marineland was about demonstrating behaviors that happened in nature, but just doing them on cue. Whereas you'd go to SeaWorld and it's Shamu and he's in love with you and all of these kind of, anthropomorphizing of the animals. And I always thought Marineland did it better, but it's
totally off
Marineland.
track.
We went to what's that?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say when we came down here to Marineland, it was a blast. And then also back then, my first time in Florida, or my first few times when I was young, where Legoland is now, and it's still part of Legoland, was Cypress Gardens, and Cypress Gardens is just amazing. We have this is another.
Well, a lot of the underwater stuff on the show Sea Hunt with Lloyd Bridges was shot at Marineland of the Pacific in the tanks. So
I want to know how Aaron Fletcher knows that I can do all these different accents. Who are who's this is a sister? My sister Kendra. Okay, so it would be happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kendra. Happy birthday to you. And in French, it would be
Wouldn't it have made more sense to do the Aussie accent for Kendra, because then you could throw a shrimp on the Barbie and Kendra?
There you go.
Ducking. Anyway,
well, happy 30th birthday, Kendra. Happy Disney cast crew member Monique is here. Hey, Monique, good to see you. It's been well. We are going to get another story on the board. And lest we forget, I think it would be really, really fun to just to have a celebration just for fun. So let's if you're out there in the chat right now, just celebrate being here. Celebrate our first Wednesday dish show ever. Get your custom emojis ready if you're a member. And if you're not a member, fireworks, dancing emojis, anything else. Let's celebrate as we thank you for being here. All right. And now, because I know that we might lose Lou in just a little bit, I want to get to our headline story of the day. It's not the best kind of news.
I have news.
What type of news is it?
Well, to be perfectly frank, it's bad.
Maybe if you tell me the bad news in a good way, it won't sound so bad.
The bad news in a good way. Yes, I can do that. Well, here goes. Wait till you hear this.
So, did Rachel Zegler snub Understudy, who earned a 5-minute standing ovation for replacing her in Evita? Yeah, I know, just when you thought it was safe to go back into the news segments, Rachel Zegler.
Don't cry for her, Rachel Zegler.
Don't cry for her. Oh, golly.
Frank, Ron?
We'll say that again.
Can I be Frank, Ron?
No, you can be Tom.
Hi, I'm Frank. You be Ron.
All right,
Rachel,
go ahead.
Who gives a crap? Go away.
Yeah. We all feel, oh, my beautiful wife is here. She is in the chat. Hi, Disney.
But that explains why Rachel hasn't gone into a nightclub cabaret show, because she might ask the audience, do you have any requests? And they'll say, can you sing Far Away? So
exactly. Could you not sing anyway? All right. So this is Out of That Park, placed by our good friend Marvin Montanaro, and she's off of our screens and
I will say her hair looks better than the Farquaad cut.
Yes, that's
give her that much.
True. But that's the Hunger Games. This is let's see. All right, so Rachel Zegler has finally addressed her mystery illness that took her out of a production of Evita mid-performance in a way that, well, some feel snubs her understudy. In the cutthroat arena of West End theater, where spotlights can expose more than just talent, Rachel Zegler's abrupt departure from a performance of Evita due to a mysterious healthcare scare has unraveled into a tale of potential ego and overlooked accomplishments. And this was
yes.
You guys can't hear that, right?
Right.
Good. It's not supposed to be. So that is, she's singing outside to an audience instead of inside the theater where she belongs, because nobody inside the theater wants her, I guess.
That's part of the staging of the show. Rachel was out there too. The idea that it's, the dictator on the balcony, a la Mussolini, that Eva Peron used to do. So they put her outside in the forecourt of the theater, and the audience inside that paid a couple $100 a ticket watches on a big screen.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
Strange.
Because that's what I pay all that money for a live show, is to watch it on television.
Exactly. So on July,
on your phone now, Lou, you just did it.
Yeah, there you go.
On July 24th, 2025, the 24-year-old actress, famous for her Golden Globe-winning role in West Side Story and her contentious casting as Snow White, exited the London Palladium stage at intermission, leaving understudy Bella Brown to step in and deliver a performance that earned a nearly 5-minute standing ovation and 10 bows. That, by the way, in theater is a good thing. That's huge. And I should mention this while we're here on the 10 bows. The term break a leg in theater, for those that don't know, the theater curtains on the side of the proscenium are called legs, right? So you have your main curtain and then you have the legs. And back in the day, if they opened and shut the main curtain too many times for a standing ovation, the legs could get broken, the curtain legs, and they'd fall down. And that's where the term break a leg comes from. It's not your physical leg.
There was some deep dark thing with somebody standing on the side with a bat going, get off the stage, I'm going to break your leg.
Well, it's a substitute for saying good luck, because that's bad luck.
Right.
So,
I know, but I'm just being me. I want to.
Yeah. So it's just really funny.
And in a related story, she's now going to play Harley Quinn with a baseball bat.
Oh, that's funny. Brown's gracious response included personal praise for Zegler, yet the stars delayed Instagram acknowledgement, sidestepped naming her replacement, opting for a generic Swing Nation shout out. Now, this omission, coupled with Zegler's history of self-proclaimed narcissism, and it's true, she has proclaimed herself a narcissist on national television. Yeah, I'm proud of it. Has fans and critics alike questioning if jealousy is at play and whether this is a theatrical drama unfolding before our eyes. The incident, a sudden departure and a star-making moment. The evening of July 24th marked a grueling two-show day for the Jamie Lloyd revival of Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice's Evita, with Zegler embodying the demanding role of Eva Perón. After powering through Act 1, Zegler vanished for Act 2 with an announcement citing illness as the culprit. And that was probably her expression when she left the stage after eating Taco Bell. She don't do that before you. Bella Brown, usually relegated to the minor part of the mistress, seized the moment, tackling the lead with aplomb. Her balcony performed Don't Cry for Me, Argentina, projected via video to the audience and left theater goers in awe, culminating in an ovation that highlighted her undeniable prowess. And there's a video, which I obviously can't play for copyright reasons, but Bella Brown steps in for Rachel Zegler at the performance of Evita. Brown, who had only led the show once prior as an alternate, responded on Instagram stories with humility and warmth, emphasizing the importance of understudies while specifically calling Zegler my angel Reg Zeg. I don't know what that means, but yeah. The direct affectionate nod stood out as classy gesture, praising the absent star by name and underscoring the supportive spirit Brown brought to the crisis. That's actually, how it should be handled. But Zegler's response, was it gratitude or calculated admission? Zegler bounced back remarkably fast, resuming her role on July 25th and posting jubilantly about her return. However, her first public address of the incident came on July 26th via Instagram stories. And she wrote, cannot describe the love in this building every night, but today in particular, she said, I am in awe of this company. The way they come together and never leave anyone behind. We really, truly hold each other's hands throughout each number, act, and show. The results speak for itself. Well done, Swing Nation. She proceeded to tag other swings, Nathan Louis Fernand, Kirsty Ann Shaw, and Mila Carmen, but glaringly omitted Brown, the very person who had just salvaged the performance and garnered rave reviews.
And who, I might add, is probably making a fraction of what they're paying Rachel Zegler.
Oh, I'm sure.
And the people who were crying for themselves were the producers saying, why didn't we just get her to begin with? Because star draw is not exactly why people go see Rachel Zegler anymore. It's what will she do next,
And the question will eventually be what kind of shakeup happens if she's eventually, if her contract is not renewed. Let me put it that way. Anyway, this goes on to talk about her history of self-proclaimed narcissism, which we know, she's the tweet is a joke. Truth, a reminder. I'm so versatile. Joke, the narcissism. Truth, we're having a lot of fun. Reminder, I'm playing Snow White, whether you like it or not. Oh my gosh! And it's just all of this, lots of pattern of controversy, which we know. Zegler's just being Zegler again. It says, yeah. The article concludes as Evita presses on through September 6, 2025, with whispers of a Broadway leap. Brown's breakout may linger longer than Zegler's health hiccup. The understudy's grace and talent shone brightly, while Zegler's response may have dimmed the moment for some, leaving audiences to wonder if her self-proclaimed narcissism is more truth than jest. Theater is about shared stories, but this episode suggests Zegler prefers to author her story alone. I just want to go to the panel. What do you think about overall what Zegler's attitude?
Well, she's a jerk. What else is new? Is my reaction.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to see that she's only 24 years old, I feel like we've been on the subject of her bad attitude for so long now that I feel like she's older in my mind. But I don't know. I really do think
rapidly approaching her shelf life, Jess.
I mean, I hate to say that as a woman, but yeah, it kind of feels like it.
I'm sorry, she's from New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Is she?
Yes. Yes, she's originally from New Jersey.
Finish, Jess. I'll go on that.
No,
sorry.
you're good. You're good. I don't know. I think that it was purposeful. The fact that she did actually tag specific individuals and left out Bella, who is extremely talented. I kind of hate when they bring in like mega celebrities, if we can call her that, to Broadway and West End shows, because it takes away from the character that they're supposed to portray. And in this case, her bad attitude kind of has a history of doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why they do it, as I've been in the very same type of shows. Like our celebrity for the show that I was in, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, was Kelly Cash, who is now one of my best friends because of that. She was Miss America 1987, and they brought her in to star as the narrator. We had an understudy that did a great job and ended up taking over the role the following year when Kelly, had different obligations. It's one of those things where they want to get some type of star power, but my question is, how much star power does Rachel even have left in her? I think that she's a dying star as far as star power is concerned. Tom, what were your thoughts?
I think she's a spoiled little crap from New Jersey who hasn't grown out of it. She got a little bit of stardom and stuck in her head, and she thinks she's the best thing since sliced bread, and maybe, who else knows? It's going to smack her in her head eventually, because people are just going to get tired of it. She's going to snub all her, fellow actors and stuff. And it's simple. It's not narcissism. It's being an asshole. And I'm good at that. But, it could be a New Jersey thing. But I honestly think she comes off as she's better than everybody in her acting thing. And I think it's crap.
Well, can you sing Snow White or Evita? That's the question.
No, okay, I won't even try.
LW,
not even with an Aussie accent.
No, I can't do that. I can't. If I sing, you're gonna run crying with your ears bleeding.
I do that with Rachel, so why should you be different?
Because I'm not getting paid millions for it, Lou.
Well, if they paid you millions, would you try?
I could try to assault your ears at that point. Yes.
I wanted to get Lou. I specifically wanted this for Lou because I know you've had Hollywood experience, and you, over the years, have probably had the opportunity to work with quite a few young people. My question is, have you ever seen anyone else who had Rachel's attitude to the level that she had? Like, she just came in, took Hollywood by storm, but really didn't do that well at the box office. And you don't have to name names, but in your,
I got to tell you, Ron, honestly, I've known of some, but I haven't worked with many because I've avoided them. My standard line is I would have been richer and famouser if I had taken everything that was offered to me, but I don't like to work with jerks. And so I turned down a lot of things that I could have done, but I'd heard word. In what I do, I deal with not just actors and directors and top above the line people, but I work with grips and electricians. And that scene in Citizen Kane where the camera goes up, 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 up into the rafters, and the two guys are sitting there going, "PU" about Susan Alexander singing. Well, I know those guys, and they know where the bodies are buried or should be. So I avoid it.
Is that what they were parodying in Robin Hood Men in Tights, where they did that? The girl is singing and they go up into the rafters and they hit the. Because that was fun. That's so funny. I'm actually the movie that I'm looking most forward to coming out is The Naked Gun, the new one that starts
this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, it starts tomorrow. Yeah, but I'll probably go take my kid to see the Bad Guys too, because he wants to see that. But yeah, here's my thought. I think that Rachel, first of all, Bella, is that her name? The understudy, Bella. Was it Bella something?
Bella Brown, is that right?
Bella Brown. Okay, so the understudy, Bella Brown, I think is phenomenal. And I think that if she continues to stay humble, she's got a brilliant career ahead of her. I think we do live in a day and age where the narcissistic attitude can get you ahead to some degree because of social media and things that people do clamor onto it. It's kind of weird. I'm very much the opposite. I am almost too nice, too humble, too I'm afraid a lot of times of thinking that I'm anything at all special. My drama teacher in high school gave me this advice. She said, no matter she said, Ron, if you ever make it big, you ever go out there and make it big in Hollywood or whatever your career is, do not ever make the mistake of believing what anyone writes or says about you, whether it's bad or whether it's good. And especially when it's good. She said, don't believe it. And I've always just stayed humble because I'm like, there's never going to be a time when there's not somebody who outshines me. And I just know that that's the fact. It's true. No matter if I'm really good at something, there's always going to be somebody better. There's always a bigger fish. And I wish Rachel would learn that lesson. Somebody once said, and I would agree with them, that I feel like Rachel Zegler needs to have a job waiting tables so she can gain some humility, take a year off, wait tables, see what it's like to live as a regular person, and then go back and see if she's humbled at all. Because if she had, I think that if Rachel was apologetic, would admit her mistakes and actually correct them, that she might have a really potentially a very positive career going forward. I just don't think that it's going to be in Hollywood for a very long time.
You would have narcissists don't make mistakes.
Yeah, they don't like to.
I give you a certain guy named Bob with a shower as an example. They don't make mistakes.
Well,
you made a mistake by judging him that way.
He gets paid to lie constantly. So what's the difference? He gets paid if he's wrong, if he's right. It doesn't matter. He's used.
And then
to
he gets bonuses.
Yeah.
Well, just like with Rachel Zegler, I'm not too eager to talk about him either. So
I see what you did there.
Oh, do you? Anyway,
when is Rachel's birthday? When is Rachel's birthday? Because you need to sing her happy birthday with a Swedish accent or something when that happens. If it coincides with one of the shows.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, Lou, I understand you need to maybe take off.
Yeah, I'm still recuperating from some things, and my energy levels are a little low, so I've expended it on your behalf happily, but the tank is empty. Daylight come and me one go home. So
bring your bananas.
You can find. Where can they find you? You have an X. Are you an
Wherever
X?
there is danger, you will find me. I'm in a plethora of places. But no, I don't do X, and I don't have my own website, and I just leech off people like you who are successful and do. But I'm on, every Sunday at 2:00 Eastern. Vash and I do this show called The Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you. Thank you, Nita. I am feeling better. I feel better. I feel worse. I feel better. I feel worse. But all the heavy lifting is done medically, so it's just a recuperation thing. Anyway, I do that, and people seem to enjoy it. And I'm usually on the Monday night super secret double probation pro show. And then on Tuesdays, I do the T3PO show.
T3PO. Yeah.
And occasionally I write things for the website. And then when I get invited, I show up with wonderful folks like all of you. So there you go.
Well, we appreciate, I super
Hey,
appreciate
Lou.
you being here.
Yeah, Tom.
I'm going to send you something that I'm going to be trying to do tomorrow. Ron, you know about it already. I'm going to try to live a rocket launch if you want to catch it.
Ooh. That sounds exciting.
I want to see that, Tom. That's awesome.
There you go. Go and Shogi has dropped a link in the chat showing Lou and T3PO with Vash Guy on that pod place.
Oh, and I forgot to mention the genre guys, silly me.
In the genre
because every week we have this exploration, deep dive into a movie that will remind you that bad movies are not all this old. You know, there was a time when they made good ones. Some of them are classics, some of them are recent. We have an interesting, we used to do them one every week, and now we're recording two every other week because of various schedule conflicts, particularly for Lauren with his new show with Apollo. So our dynamic duo, you will see them individually, this time is an interesting double bill. Would you believe Darkest Hour with Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill, and can that man do anything badly? Because I've never seen him do anything badly. And on the other hand, The Silencers, the first of the Dean Martin, Matt Helm movies. So those are up and coming in the future, and we have others in between. And they show up if you are a member of the Pro Channel. And, you know, we have a lot of generous people who hand out lots of free memberships to the Pro Channel. And that's one of the perks you get, is seeing them when they come out. A couple of months later, they show up on T3PO for everybody. So enjoy those, too.
So there you go. Thank you so much, Lou. And I catch you everywhere. I was watching Hollywood Backlot or T3PO, or I'm on T3PO with you, or
there we go.
So we have a lot of fun, and so thank you again for dropping.
Love you all in the chat and in the real world here of where Spaceship Earth hands you ice cream. I think that's a hell of a deal.
I know that was something, wasn't it?
That should happen again. I want to see it again.
It's for adults only because it's booze ice cream, right? In the new bar there that they chopped down trees to improve the view.
Is it rum?
Ooh, I hope.
Yeah, ooh.
It's
rum stuff.
Sadly just from Sheets, if anyone knows what Sheets is.
Oh, Sheets.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But I know what Sheets and Giggles are.
That's what I was going to say. Is it Sheets and Giggles?
Sheets with a Z. It's an Eastern Coast thing, I think, Lou.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to try that sometime.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you all. And I'm out of here.
All right. Have a good night.
We'll see ya.
And we have lost Lou. Oh, and
we're no longer haunted.
Just as we lose Lou. There's not really anybody coming in. I wish there was. I asked the other people to be here, and the response that I got was
Right.
No, that's not really true either. So people are everywhere tonight. Arlene Navo says Spaceship Earth handing out ice cream was definitely one of the more exciting things to come out of Epcot since 2020. That's for sure. There's really not a whole lot that's
someone at Disney's going, how do we make that happen? How do we do that?
Right.
I don't think anybody at Disney would be doing that unless they knew that they can monetize it and charge $40 per drink. Just Nita says she loves Sheets, and I like to sleep in them at night. I love to.
I catch them all.
Yeah.
In their parking lot, or
Go and Shogi just says, just keep at it, Ron. You'll get Iger on here yet. I've never met him, and I don't think I ever want to. Josh Tomorrow was nice when I met him, but it was a weird situation. There was this when I met Josh, I met him my very last shift that I was working as a lifeguard. So I was temporarily a lifeguard in 2021, coming back from the pandemic layoff experience. It was weird because I was only technically laid off for like a couple weeks. I was furloughed, and then at the end of the year laid off, and then I came right back as a lifeguard, and then I worked that for about 6 months. And Sheets is a fancy Wawa. Okay. And so I thought Wawa was fancy.
That's what I've always thought it in reverse.
Yeah. Anyway, so this one lifeguard, as we're all leaving, the pool, we've done our pool closure stuff, and we're at the Riviera, and it's my very last shift working as a lifeguard. This one lifeguard, I thought he was going to get us all fired, because Josh Tomorrow was sitting there just having a private conversation with somebody at the bar at the Riviera, and it's like literally right in our pathway as we're walking off the stage into the bottom of the hotel, right? And the guy goes, "Guys, everybody, Josh Tomorrow's over here. Come and say hi." And we're like, well, we can't not at this point in time, because now we'll look like idiots. But I hope that if anybody gets fired, it's only him, not the rest of us. It was really funny. Anyway, but he was nice. He was really nice to all of us. And I don't know who he was with. I'm sure he was with some other executive. And I, served lots of other executives when I worked at Toledo. I mean, George, we call him George K. George Calagridis. He was up there all the time, and he was really, really nice. He just was very, very specific about his coffee service. Forget the dame. I want Jeremy Irons. All right, what is this about singing a song? Sonic the Hedgehog is 42 years old. I don't know what an Italian. I can sing in an Italian accent, but I don't think it's his Italian. Does Sonic have an Italian accent? He doesn't have an Italian accent, does he? All I can sing is
Mario.
Yeah, I don't know. Happy birthday to it's weird. Like, I can sing Italian in Italian, but that is an intricate request. Happy birthday to you. I feel like I would be like a New York Italian. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy freaking birthday, okay? Happy birthday.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Happy birthday to you, freaking 42 years old or whatever. I don't care. I don't know. And it's also weird for me to sing because I can't hear myself. Because it's really weird when you're doing a show like this. I don't hear myself in my speakers. They actually block my voice. So anyhow, we do have one last story to get to, and then we are going to send everybody over to the WDW Pro Show. So thank you for being here with us tonight. We're going to do this last story. We'll get this on the screen. And this is about our good friends over at Universal Studios. Let's put this on the screen for you. Universal's Halloween Horror Nights 34 unleashes the terror of Five Nights at Freddy's in a spine-chilling haunted house. And I believe that this is the one that Mr. Marvin Montanaro predicted back in January. So writes this on July the 30th, 2025. Horror enthusiasts, brace yourselves. Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights HHN 34 is set to deliver one of its most anticipated experiences yet, with an all-new haunted house inspired by the blockbuster 2023 film and 2014 video game series Five Nights at Freddy's. What began as vague whispers and speculation earlier this year has now solidified into concrete details, transforming the beloved horror video game franchise into a nightmarish reality for guests at Universal Orlando Resort and Universal Studios Hollywood. The origins from indie game to cultural phenomenon. For those unfamiliar, Five Nights at Freddy's, also known as FNAF, started as an indie survival horror video game created by Scott Cawthon in 2014, set in the eerie confines of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a fictional family entertainment center reminiscent of Chuck E. Cheese, or perhaps even Showbiz Pizza Place. The game tasks players with surviving 5 nights as a security guard while fending off malfunctioning animatronic characters that come to life after dark. Its jump scare mechanics, atmospheric tension, and lore-rich storytelling quickly catapulted it to viral fame, spawning sequels, books, merchandise, and a dedicated fan base. The franchise reached new heights with its 2023 film adaptation produced by Blumhouse Productions, directed by Emma Tammy and starring Josh Hutcherson as the beleaguered protagonist Mike Schmidt. The movie grossed over $297 million worldwide, making it Blumhouse's highest-earning film to date. It faithfully recreated the game's chilling vibe, blending supernatural horror with psychological dread, as Mike uncovers dark secrets tied to the animatronics' haunted past. The film's success paved the way for its integration into live events like Hollywood HHN Halloween Horror Nights, where immersive horror experiences thrive. So here's the announcement. The concrete details emerge. Earlier rumors suggested Five Nights at Freddy's involvement in HHN 34, but Universal officially confirmed that the franchise would be part of the event on June 1st, 2025. Sending shockwaves through the horror community, the company promised that more news would soon follow, with an official announcement dropping on July 29th, 2025, detailing the haunted house experience. And I will play the video. I don't think we have Halloween Horror Nights never go alone. And this is the ad that I believe, yes, there it is, talks about five, or shows some snippets of the Five Nights at Freddy's Halloween Horror Night experience. Is it scaring anybody yet? Yeah. So, according to Universal's description, visitors will fight to survive as they venture through an all-new haunted house inspired by the 2023 hit film Five Nights at Freddy's. Guest step into the role of Mike, a recently fired individual desperate for work to retain custody of his little sister, accepting a night security guard position at the abandoned Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. They soon discover nothing is as it seems. The experience unfolds through dimly lit corridors where supernatural forces lure victims into the black heart of an unspeakable nightmare. Are either of you Halloween Horror Nights fans or Halloween fans in general?
Gee, you could never tell I was, could you?
Do you go to Halloween Horror Nights every year, Tom?
I try to. I was hitting the SeaWorld's version for a while.
I haven't done that yet.
Dude, it's awesome. You got to go.
Yeah,
We'll go.
I know, and it's
Tag along with us.
Jess, what do you have up near you that is Halloween related?
Yeah, so back home for me, I had Kennywood. They had Bright Nights, but we have Cedar Point with their like Halloween haunt every year. So Halloween weekends, they go back and forth on names. I don't like to be startled, and I don't like gore. So I'm a little particular. Yeah, it's like there goes the whole event. I'm a little weird about some of it. Like I like the atmosphere. I like to see the shows and like be around the environment. But if you put me in an enclosed haunted house with people jumping out at me on purpose, like all bets are off.
So if you had the money, would you, and you were here in Orlando, would you say that you would be more likely to spend it on Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party?
Yes, me and the pre-cake crowd would be hanging out together with Mickey.
He's more of a Christmas person, Ron.
I haven't been to. It's funny because at Disney I have worked at both of the parties. Back in between 2014 and 2016, I worked at the parties frequently, not as part of the party, but as part of the Disney Vacation Club. So I was still there on my location when the parties began, and then would we close? I think we closed earlier on those nights, our booths, because we weren't handing out candy and we weren't part of that or anything. But I was there, to see the parades and stuff, and that was cool. But I didn't really get to see a lot of the party stuff, right? Until I went to Mickey's Not So Scary. in 2022, and it was phenomenal. But you could ride rides. We didn't ride any rides though. We just watched the shows and enjoyed the parade and did the trick or treating, and that was enough for us. But those parties, they get expensive because Mickey's Not So Scary now is like $200 per person.
That's
should be named to Mickey's Not So Cheap Trick or Treating.
It is definitely not. I mean, you could, if you spent $40 on 2 of the big bags of candy, you're
better off. You could pick what you want.
Yeah, and exactly. SeaWorld does free trick or treating, so that's really
You have
cool.
to have a bag. You got to get.
You have to buy their bag.
That's still a lot less than.
And here's the thing:
Not
if you save your
$200.
bags, we've saved our bags from the previous years, so you only have to buy the bag once. Yeah. So in the past you could bring your own bag, but now SeaWorld wants you to buy. But it's $3 to buy a bag, but it's not that big of a deal, and they're reusable bags. So so it's like I said, we bought one a couple years ago. We've used it for the past several years. In fairness, SeaWorld does not have the best candy. The SeaWorld's have a lot of gummies, and they used to give out some really cool stuff, but they get a lot cheaper lately. They have a lot of different gummy candies. They have like they had all the
they got Fabrio on there, man.
SpongeBob gummy stuff, like the
Krabby Patties.
Krabby Patties, right? The sponge. So they have a lot of that kind of stuff, and they have Pop Rocks, stuff like that. So those are fun. I always like Pop Rocks. But anyway, that's
soda.
What's that?
Just don't drink Pop Rocks with soda, Ron. I want you around some more.
Are you not supposed to drink Pop Rocks and soda?
Oh, come on. That's a throwback to that kid who did that and bad stuff happened to him.
No. I always said you take your chewing gum and you swallow that and you chase it with Pop Rocks with soda so that you have your chewing gum and your Pop Rocks and soda, flushes it out of your system so it doesn't stick for 7 years.
Quite the plan.
Right. Well, so the thing about Halloween Horror Nights is it's scary, and it's meant to be scary. And I worked Halloween Horror Nights in 2010. And it's a fun event if you do like the jump scares. And if the houses will close fairly often for cleanups from time to time. They might be closed down for about a half an hour from a protein spill, or perhaps something that is not so American, but it's more, let's just say, European.
or you could, the opposite of ARF with a B.
Yeah. And some people literally lose their
cookies.
Yeah. So
they lose their Pop Rocks.
I
watch
watch videos of other people experiencing it. I love knowing the backstory of how everything is created and how the houses are themed and the technology. But yeah, you're probably not going to find me in there, guys.
Oh, I like going to them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know Lorena, our good friend Lorena, is always she loves HHN and stuff. I don't know. I need to go. I need to cover for the channel.
Be jump scared, which is hilarious.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I probably need to go with you, Tom. Just you and me going through the houses and seeing what we can see. That would be fun.
Well, Linda goes, and we'll have a fun watching what happens to my wife.
Poor Linda.
I'm gonna get smacked when I go in the other room. I see it now.
Linda, you're in the chat, right? You saw what happened there. So anyway,
I will tell you what happened to her at SeaWorld outside of the street.
Yeah, that's probably it. Let's just save it for that. Let me look at HHN 34 houses, and let me see if I can find. All right, so let's go to the main site for Universal. And I'm going to bring this up, get this on the stage. All right, so there's the Halloween Horror Nights that's coming up, and there's the Five Nights at Freddy's banner. And let's look at all of the houses, because I'm curious. So you've got, all right, so Five Nights at Freddy's, Horror at the Wyatt.
That's the new WWF one, WWE or whatever it is. Yeah.
Right. So there's that. There's the Terrifier. Are any of these things getting you excited, Jess?
Terrifier is making me need to go like take some medication.
The Jason universe, Evil Doesn't Stay Dead.
Goodness.
Fallout. I think Fallout's going to be interesting. I need to actually watch Fallout.
I like that show, and I like the game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hatchet and Chains Demon Bounty Hunters. Dolls Let's Play Dead. Oh gosh, that's scary. The dolls. Grave of Flesh. Galkin, Monsters of the North. And El Artista, a Spanish haunting. So there's a little bit of something for everybody. There's lots of different ways to get scared over there at Halloween Horror Nights, which I think is cool. The house that I was in was called I'm trying to remember the name of the house. It was a bunch of super soldiers where the experiment had gone wrong and we all went crazy and we were attacking everybody.
I know that one.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember the name of it, Ron. I've been to that house.
Havoc. It was Havoc. I just remembered it was the Havoc house. Havoc, super soldiers gone wrong. We all had shaved heads and UPC symbols tattooed on the side of our heads. And I was at the time very, very built and in great shape. I had the easiest costume. I had some camel pants and a wife beater shirt on and a chainsaw, and I jumped out and I scared people with my chainsaw, and it was a blast. And this is really funny. The funniest thing about it to me was working as a HHN actor, scare actor, was that where you are hiding is literally called a boo hole.
Get out.
So you hide
in the boo hole again.
You have to. So I'm gonna grab my chainsaw and I'm gonna take it in the boo hole.
Don't let Pedro hear you say that. He might get excited.
Yeah, I gotta be careful about that. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. So there it is, Five Nights at Freddy's, and all these other houses are coming to Universal Halloween Horror Nights. What do you guys think about that? Let us know. It's hopefully if you're coming to Orlando, that's something that you're going to want to do during Halloween, which is a big, big, big season here. And with that being said, that is our last story. And before we shuffle off, let us do one last little celebration with our good friend, the Culture Bear. Yes, Arlene, it was called a boo hole. Guys, thank you for being here. Let's Tom, where can people find you on the interwebs?
Well, I got my channel going on, and I'm sorry I lost all my dang links and I didn't fix them for last night, but I do rocket launches, dog videos, crazy stuff with cars, guitars, things like that. But I got a little thing at TJ Magnafee on YouTube, and tomorrow I should be live streaming a launch if it doesn't get scrubbed around 11:45 to 12 o'clock. Thank you, Go and Shogi.
There you go. Check out Tom F's channel, TJ Magnify.
Nice. Swing this around on everybody's channel.
Yes, he does. He's the greatest wrench around.
One of them.
He's one of them. He's one of the wrenches. And Jess Hart's Theme Parks. Tell people about your channel and where they can find you.
Yeah, so definitely come over to YouTube. I would certainly appreciate if you give me a subscribe and some likes on my videos. Really starting to up the number of things that I'm posting. So we go to theme parks, lots of stuff with my kiddo. The channel's worth it just to see him. He's pretty fun. So other than that, I'm on Instagram and on X, all of it under Just Hearts Theme Park. So come say hey.
There you go. And we do love having you on the show. We appreciate you being here. Heck, you might even become my regular co-host. We'll see what happens because we're
all
just
for it.
evolving. We're evolving and we need all the help we can get. We're us little people need help too. I of course am I'm here and I'll be on the pro show in a few minutes. We're going to send you over there right after this is over. So please do subscribe to everybody that's on the channel and follow Lou over at T3PO and all the places that he is with the genre guys and Hollywood Backlot with Vash and Lou and Tom at T Magnify and Jess with Jess Hart's Theme Parks and all of you out there in the audience. Once again, Izzo's Place. My gosh, look at this.
Wow.
The last minute.
12 months, Izzo's Place. Thank you so much. I can't believe I've even had the memberships available for a year. Time is starting to go by. It's crazy. It is really, really crazy. So thank you so much, Izzo. And thank you for wrenching for us. We appreciate that. Always love to see you. And I need to get more of your input about Japan because I know that is a big deal. But with that, definitely membership for a year. We got to celebrate that with I like this one. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Going Shogi. Thank you, everybody that's celebrating there in the chat. Samuel Williams, good to see you out there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. And we are going to send you over to the WDW Pro Show right now. And until we are back here, I think we'll be back next Monday night at 8 o'clock. There's a possibility. So here's what's going on. I will be live streaming. The plan is from Universal Islands of Adventure, possibly Saturday, possibly Friday. Look for that because I haven't scheduled it yet. Sunday, I'm actually looking to do a follow-up dish, a dish that follows the Hollywood Backlot with Vash and Lou. So we may be back here for that, for another dish on Sunday afternoon, guys. Thank you so much. And until next time, as Tell Pro, we sent you over from Follow the Bradley's Fun, and we will see ya real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao. The thing, it was a StreamYard thing. It's not playing right. Here we go. Ready?
Dishes are done, man. Cleans them down to the shot.